Today we're going to talk about what does it take to create change. If you're new here, please go ahead and click that subscribe button and grab the bell while you're down there so you know when a new video is dropped. I'm Camilla Bringsley and I'm a clinical dietitian and a binge and emotional eating coach. And I'm also the founder of Wholehearted Transformation, the program for releasing emotional eating and weight loss struggle because you deserve to feel your best and getting the results you're dreaming of. We humans are experts in trying to avoid pain, and that also tends to keep us running away from the reality sometimes, because the reality checks can hurt. But when is it time to really start looking on what's going on? When is it time to really start seeing how you're living your life? When is it time to look at what problems do you struggle with and how does these things affect you in your life? And what can you do about it? Women who have struggled with eating, food, body image, and body weight for a long time often feel like this part of their life is hopeless, like they are an impossible case that nobody can help because they have tried everything and nothing works for them. And along the way, they've lost faith and hope in the process, only feeling like a failure in so many aspects of their life. But in this matter, there's always a way. There's always a solution, and just because you haven't solved things yet doesn't mean that you never will, or that they are impossible to solve. It's only a matter of finding the right way of solving them, finding the right approach. And in this aura, it's also a lot in the saying, it's not about how you're feeling, it's about how you're dealing. And yes, it's hard sometimes to swallow this quote because we tend to feel that we have no control over our emotions. Because this actually really puts you up against the wall on how you show up in your life. But that doesn't mean that it's not allowed to feel when things are difficult, that sometimes we really feel the resistance hitting us, and sometimes life seems like one heck of a long uphill battle. And sometimes you question if it's all worth it, or if you're just gonna say fuck it and give up. But still, at some point, it's all about how you're dealing instead of how you're feeling, because our emotions come from our thoughts. And if you're in a conscious or subconscious level of thinking where you're asking useless questions, for example, why is this happening to me? Why can't I solve this? Why can't I break out of this? Why do I always end up here? And so on. If you go there, your brain will find the answers to those crappy questions. The problem with that is that you are left with nothing else than being in a very disempowered state, feeling that things are even more hopeless, that you are in even more lack of control. But your brain is nothing more than a thought-producing machine, and not everything it comes up with is of high quality. And we tend to remember this when we, for example, is in a work situation and we are doing problem solving or brainstorming. We know we need to work and go deep and throw spaghetti at the wall to find the best ideas. But when it comes to our private life, we take every thought our brain produces as a raw truth, and we just hang on for the ride, wherever it takes us, not knowing how much we are actually in control. And what often happens is that when we end up in these swamplands of disempowering thoughts, we are left feeling the lack of control and the lack of power to affect our life stronger than ever before. This doesn't mean it's not allowed to be human and feel, because we are all reactive beings. We get scared, we get hurt, we get sad, we get frustrated, we get disappointed, and so on. But you get to decide how long you shall stay there. And to feel these feelings when we do the reality check and go straight ahead and consider what's going on in our life and take a look on the status, it's a very brave thing to do this. And really daring to look at what's going on, really daring to look where it hurts, look at the problems, do the reality check, and look on how they are affecting you in your life. Look at what it's costing you. But it's still a matter of some point on how you show up, or how you're going to show up and deal with it, how you decide to show up, how you dare to take the lead in your own life. And when you're ready, you will find a solution. And that doesn't mean it won't include trial and erroring. That doesn't mean it won't include failure, because failure is a part of the journey to get to the right solution. And we have to try and fail. We have to try different ways, and we have to adjust our solutions and approaches and change the approach as we learn and as we grow and as we develop. So you need to think about this. How are you showing up? What kind of questions are you asking yourself? And you need to think about how you want to spend every day, all day for the rest of your life, because your life is actually depending on it. So be brave. Dare to take a look at what's going on in your life. Dare to take a look at what are the problems you're struggling with. What are the themes that's going on repeat? And from there, decide how you're going to deal with it.